Hello, the clock. No, sorry, the time is 20:49. It's Thursday, the 13th May 2021. And the subject today is Wats. Maybe you had one under your feet. Maybe you had one somewhere else on your body. It's a very interesting thing to look up in the history. I've been on the subject sometimes before, and always when you pronounce witches, you always say they have a lot of vatches on their nose or in their face. And that is leading us over to here in Denmark that we have a history about a king. A king that wanted to wipe out a lot of witches in Denmark. And it's a little bit funny because I see a lot of movies, and I've studied a little bit history. And I begin to understand a lot of it. And I think this one is a secret, kind of a secret. They want to pertain that the word is not spreading out about it. Because if the words is spreading out about it, maybe people will change their mind on how they look at it. The bottom of all this is that we are very ancient, old, or kind of very ancient, old, some of it in our body, half of mankind, maybe, if you can say it like that. Like I have said, that I begin to believe that our kind, or what we are related to, did came to Earth and did wipe out all the dinosaurs. And do you understand what that means? That means we are ancient. And maybe we did came from Mars, what I have a idea of that we did. Or they did. Because maybe we are not the same. Because we are something new, maybe. Maybe there was a species here, or maybe they did make a lot of species on Earth try to evolve their own kind, and maybe that is the result of humanity. I did just see something history about our blood. There's all kind of blood types, but then there was it blood negative, B negative, I think they call it, that a lot of people have. And in this storytelling, they was saying something about that blood that they had a belief in that was related to aliens. But you know how I have it with movies and stories that they put clues out, but they does not tell us about how it really is. So maybe it's another blood type than the one they is talking about. Or maybe it is that blood type. Maybe it has something to do about Wats. That one I'm not sure about. But I begin to believe that the ancient people that did came here maybe did make a lot of research on their own bio and had evolved some body changing microbiome to hack the body to change. Like you're cheating when you're building up your body. Maybe their study and their research did reach something great, maybe to change the body with other kind of abilities, not only to change the body. Isn't that what it's all about all the time? To make us live forever, to make things that's not possible possible. You know, with great things, there's always a dark side too. And maybe there was that about that too. There was a risk, maybe. Maybe it have become more stable through history, but maybe it did not start with being stable. Maybe it was very aggressive. Of course, I'm only guessing because of all the movies I'm watching. Yeah, the other day I was talking about Matrix, and that one have make me think of Wats on the hospitals, about they actually are infecting the children on hospitals, like a newborn baby that is born too early, that for helping it that they are adding something else to give it better chance to survive. I did think on that when I was thinking on the Matrix. When you see all the babies, no, sorry, not babies, all the people in the boxes, in the movie they represent this squared look-alike robots, then I actually think is related to Wats. And I actually think a lot of other movies have create stories about this, like superheroes that have a suit that they take on. Like if you're comparing the Wats with a kind of a suit that it's changing your body, and you get this kind of suit. Maybe they have become very aware over this in our time, and they want to hunt the people who have passed this to the next generation, all back to the past. Maybe they are experimenting with people that have reached abilities through the Wats, maybe. Maybe it's all about to making soldiers for the military, make super soldiers. Not only that, when you reach an age in your later life, in the middle of your life in the 13s or something like that, your body goes through a change. Something they very much is making people aware over in the movie industry too. I think definitely too that's why there's a lot of focus on fitness, because there's a great potential to reach a greater body for our people up here, maybe. I know they have called it the splinter or the fire, or I'm not pretty sure why they're comparing it with that, but there's a lot of movies based on this in many variations, and all is related to this. I have a belief in that. I definitely think too that in religion that it's something to do about this too. Maybe that's why they cut the skin off the dick, to maybe have lesser chance that it's going to survive down there. So they're not going to habiting it, and they're going to change to one of them. Muslim is doing this, and Jewish are doing that. The two religion that is very old. Some of it could have been passed down from somewhere else. Because in Christianity, we don't do that. And that makes me think a little bit too, because the Muslim says we are not believers. Because maybe Christian people is a part of that, have become a part of that we are living with it. Maybe that's why Jesus Christ did die for us, as they say, because they have freed us through the religion. Because maybe other religions did, maybe not. I don't know. But I definitely believe that is the subject. We know that if if like they have talked about corona in our time with the vaccine, they say it's dangerous to change the immune defense system in our body. You've seen that too in some movies, that's actually what they are saying. And maybe Wats or other kind of sickness we know of today is maybe something from a lab from the ancient people that did study to change our defense system in our body, to give mankind some kind of abilities, maybe to get a larger muscle, running faster, see beyond what we can see, or use our mind on another level. The HPV vaccine have some issues when it comes to VADs. That's actually what they are vaccinating against. And this is the subject, because now they see it like this, that our world did run into like a dictatorship. The world have always been run by dictatorship, and the system have happened the Wats in the system, like that's how they represent them sometimes in the movies, like everything is connected because of this, that everybody is infected. And because we are living in democracy today, that they talk about liberation, and through the people that's running our democracy today have take this part of the religion, that they want to liberate us from the Wats, because they have some belief that belongs to a kind of a robotic system, just like they represented it in, for example, Matrix, just an example. There's other kind of movies where you can look after it. They put definitely the subject out or out there. She'll just know what it's all about. Then you will see it. So today you have like people that want to be liberated from the Wats, the old system, and then you have the old system that want to make new examples of their proudness, to change human to a humanoid of Wats. They're creating a kind of a suit. They maybe make them look more beautiful or larger or better brain or all these abilities that comes with it. Yeah, we have Star Wars too. They talk about a force. They put it out in many kind of subjects. But I don't know about people out there have realized what it's all about. And it shall be a choice to choose or to deny it. Maybe that's what we are up against. People that don't want people to be aware because they are afraid if they become aware that there lies maybe abilities with it, that they are afraid that they will choose it and turn their back to those who have not choose it and say they are free. So they become a part of that. That's how sometimes I can think on it. I know there's a lot of people that don't want me to talk about this because people will wake up and understand and realize what all the lies is all about, and that some people have something against people that is this, if it is this. I've sometimes think I have heard too that in sport, that if they are blessed with Wats, that they actually call them cheaters. I did heard a little bit about that they find them cheating because it's a body changer. I'm not sure about its parts, but I have idea that it could be. And when you see movies after today, that when you see superheroes, maybe you will think on a body changer as Wats. They have find a way into the body and is changing it inside out, is melding together with our DNA and creating something else that our body is accepting because it's a part of our own body. So it will not rejecting it and we are not getting sick of it. I've heard too that some other people that have been politicians knows a little bit about this and say that that was what the forefathers wanted to get rid of. That they say that they did see it as a mistake. And that's why they maybe did make some new species on Earth so they could evolve with it, maybe. I don't think that politicians maybe know their research about the subject, about the forefathers. I don't know what happened for so long time ago. Maybe there was a Star Wars. I know scientists is always talking about the Big Bang, the start of the universe. And maybe the Big Bang is not a Big Bang, but the end of the war, if there was a war, and the birth to humanity after the war. A new species, maybe, that been created out of that war, that is our kind, maybe. Like collecting the abilities to expanding the blood. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I have other kind of questions about this theory, about the suit. Now we talk about spiritual entities and ghosts and all this. Is it actually changing us in such a way so we kind of getting a kind of a eternal life? Like we are creating something, energy, a kind of energy that we can habit. Try to imagine all of our cells is creating a little soul and it becomes to an energy form, or maybe it's the heart. Yeah, I'm not sure. But maybe the suit is giving eternal life in a way that the eternal life is about our soul, so we one time can live again. Maybe they did find out a way to cheat death, so the body was reconstruction, a soul, a kind of a memory of our personality. So we can choose to raise again. as a baby, get a chance more to live again. And maybe they had maybe find out a way to live forever. That about all this clone thing. So maybe they did not have to put the memory over in a new body, but because of the soul. Yeah, I don't know. I talk a lot about a lot of things right now because I think definitely it's related. Uh, I get all the inspiration when I see movies because, and then I get my inspiration from real life because I can see the movement, like on the mental institute, my situation about my neighbors, and then a little bit about our past. We had a second war that was about religion too, because they killed a population that was Jewish. And the idea is too that maybe the Philistines and the Arabic people was maybe, I don't believe they was alone about maybe controlling the world when they came here. Maybe it's not the Arabic Palestine people as we know them today, but those people back in in the days did maybe create the results of the Jews and the white people as we know them today. Maybe not. Yeah, yeah. That the Philistines is the Jewish people's fathers, and the Jewish people is the chosen people from the Arabic Philistine people. But the pictures that's left from my ancient past is showing brown, Arabic, white, maybe Jewish or Roman or a white Arabic maybe, and then a black man. The last one is not seen on earth, but look a little bit like a Somalia or Chinese or something like that. Persian person maybe. Yeah, person, passes. And all of them is celebrating a child that's been born from a woman with horns in her head, looking like a lamb or goat or something like that. When you have this big image from the morning days, the morning times of what we know on earth, you can definitely speculate over what everything is and who is actually running the system everywhere. And I'm being targeting because of speaking out about it, making other people aware over it. Definitely when they see movies or reading a book, that other people have maybe think on thoughts. What are we living in? Where does we come from? What time is this? Something they are pronouncing too in the Matrix, that everything is so advanced and we don't have the ability to see it because it's so far ahead that we really don't understand it. That is the same thing to say that the world is ancient, old, very old. So old so we cannot understand. So when we talk about aliens, maybe it's not aliens, but just humanity there in a older time, because we don't know what time we are living in today. So, but did maybe find out a way to change. Our time today is talking about biohack. I don't know about you have heard of it. Heard of it? But that's what happened with knowledge when people get wiser. They try to cheat, they try to find solutions. I know today that when they shall put two things together from two different kind of species, they have to affect the egg for changing it to grow from the two species they want to grow in the egg with a virus. So already from an early stage, if they want to create something new, they have to affect it with a virus. So the host that's being born is maybe being born with the virus too. And the idea is then, of course, to medicate it so you get rid of the virus and then stand with a result of a new species. And then I'm thinking on humanity. Is that what happened in earlier time? Did they create a lot of clone on earth? Just like in the first chapters in the Bible? Was we very much look alike each other? And did they want to change the image to give it a little bit variations? Did they create new species with mixing animals into their kind? Just to give a bigger variation in the species on Earth? Or did they just want to expand the blood so there were more blood types? I have a lot of questions too, and I see definitely that science is asking the questions too. I definitely believe that many states in the world have answers that they are not handing over to our population. They're not making people aware. They don't want people to know how old everything is. And for making people aware over this image that they have copied in Christianity. I don't know about in the Quran about they've copied the image into their religion too. I don't know about the Jewish faith have copied the image too. The image is like the story of little Moses, the story of Jesus Christ, the image of the child. Like I've shown you, a lot of politicians, a lot of journalists is making us aware when they make something with their fingers on television. Some is pointing over on other people and holding for their nose. That's one thing. Another thing they can do that I know is personal to me is when they're pointing under their eye, like they are crying. Another thing is that they share out to everybody is when they're scratching themselves in the side of their head, right over their ear, or putting a finger into their head. I don't know about that is indicating something about that you like young girls. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just indicated that you're thinking differently, something they don't maybe find accepting. I know there's a war on the people with the suit, with the Wats, that they say is supreme, and they know they cannot conquer them with normal ways because they're not stepping wrong. And then you can see that the war they take against this kind of people with their suit, that they're tricking them with lies and false accusations. Because That's the only way they can make it look like something it's not. That's the only way that they can use force when they could not. That's the only way that they can get the whole system to accepting the force they're using against those people. And then again, you have to look at what system does you live in. Because maybe there's some systems that belongs to the old ways that maybe is not fighting you, but is welcoming you. I had an idea about that too. I'm not sure it is the case, but I think so. Then there's all about the royalty. I don't know about royal people is the source to the Wats. They've run the world in many centuries, and everything that started out from royal people. That one is a curious thing to look up how the royal become royal, if you can trust on the information that you're reading about our past. That's the question. And maybe, like here in Denmark, that we have a king that was killing a lot of women for saying there was witches. Maybe we had royal people fucking the population, and they wanted maybe to limit the suit of the magical power that people did have. That you can see other religions like the Catholic Church maybe have demonized the people with extraordinary powers is being demonized. Maybe it have something to do about the Wats, the suit, again, to do something about that. That's another theory. That the suit is like a happening demon. Some say. I've even heard about this, that you are giving birth to a demon when it's finished growing, then you're kind of giving birth to it. That one you can see too, like in aliens, where it's coming out of the stomach. I think it is a spiritual thing, not a physical thing. About the birth to a demon is another being, I don't know that. Or about it's a suit. That you can, when you die, then you have your suit